All right, hi folks. We're going to go first and take a look at a little bit of how to simplify line work. With this little first drawing project here, these feathers that I've got here for you are very simple shapes, but they can be overly complicated. You can make them way too overcomplicated because of all the little veins and quills. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do it very simple. First, I'm going to show you what not to do, and I'm going to show you what I do want to see. So what I don't want to see is, and this is, I'm going to do the one that's on the upper right-hand side, the feather that is half blue with black stripes, and the other side is gray. So again, the feather in the upper right. So I'm going to go first and just do it basically the way that I don't want to see it, which is basically this. You'll notice that as I'm sketching it, that I have these super tiny little choppy lines inside there. This is what we don't want to have. We don't want to have all this broken, loose line work here. We want to have it so that it looks like it's something that's not quite real brushy. We want something that's sort of clarity and simplicity for your artwork. So what we want to do is not sort of notice on this feather, I started at one corner, working my way around the object. Not really ideally what you want to do. You really want to start on the center of the object, bigger shapes, and then get specific with more detail afterwards. So the first thing I'm going to do with my feather here is take a look at the spine of it. And I've got this sort of slight curve to it. So I'm going to come up and over and down. And there's my first one, my spine of that one. Now I'm going to do some notes here for myself. I notice that the base of the feather is right about here. So it's got quite a long little stem at the base there. And again, on this right side here, we have this blue striping. Blue and black striping. So I'm going to start up here at the top. And I notice it sort of comes up and off the top here and has a softer end. Now as I'm drawing, I'm starting at the end of the line. I'm going to come down. And I come out here. And then right about here I get close. It's got a few little jagged edges which come out. But then I'm going to come down, taper that, and finish it off right there at the base of my feather. Now, for the other side here, the gray doesn't quite start up here. It starts down below, down in this area. And it sort of tapers off. So I'm going to go ahead and make this sort of broken line here, coming out and out. Well, it's going to end up right here at the same spot, right there. So we have one side of the gray, one side and the blue and black. Now, for up here, I can go ahead and just go ahead and draw these little curved little lines here. So to giving myself these little shaded areas that I've got for the feather here. All right? And I'm just putting in these little broken little areas here. I'm putting those in. Right? I've got one that even comes up over here. It cuts into the feather right there. Right? And by the time I get down to the bottom here, I just kind of have this sort of sloping line. Now this side over here, we really just have these little broken gray areas. So when it comes in, I can do a little gray here, little gray there, and that's about it. I'm going to leave that alone. That is basically my feather shape. Okay. Now this is what you want. This is a yes. This is a no. And hopefully you can clearly see the difference. One has a cleaner, more distinct, firmer line, and the other is real sketchy and very broken. This is what we're looking for. Drawing with your arm and not with your wrist. Closed lines, not unclosed lines. Okay? So again, you're going to do 3 rows of 6 of these. We're going to be inking them in Adobe Illustrator later on. But for right now, 3 rows of 6, and I'd like you to go ahead and draw. It basically ends up being 18 different feathers. You have a display of feathers that are in Canvas on the page that you can use. If you want to use some other feathers, you can. But I will say that in this project, neatness counts. Professionalism counts. As we're moving forward with our drawing, being able to manage your art space is really, really important. So, for example, let's say that I have, this is my rectangle where my artwork is. Okay? Think of it this way. If I have to draw 6 of them, right, and I should evenly space them out. Basically, I could have a line, and a line. So 3 rows from top to bottom here. Okay? So what I can do is I've got more length this way to go 6 feathers, but I've got shorter length if I was to rotate it and go the other way. So I'd do a horizontal. So smart way to do is work from the middle and work your way out. So if I had 1 here, then 2, 3, that's 3 of them, 4, 5, 6. There's right there. Now if I go ahead and do the middle ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I did those in between those other ones? Now I do this last 6 the other way. 1 goes outside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, that's good planning. From here, if I wanted to come back in then and draw my leaf shape on each one of those, fantastic. But this is just a micro example of what you would do with a full page. Okay? So again, good planning, good use of real estate, not running out of room, having a nicely lined up drawing makes a big, big difference. Now, when you draw these feathers, you want to make sure that no two of them touch and that you're not overly detailed. We want simple open shapes like the one we've got here for the detail, not all this fuzzy stuff. Okay? So go ahead and work on those drawings. You've got plenty of examples there to inspire you. Again, when we get into Adobe Illustrator, we're going to import these images and we're going to use them as the basis for creating some custom brushes and coloring in the program. All right? Have fun.